When you have a huge machine gun or superpowers on screen, it's easy to look cool, but are actors so cool outside the set? Not at all. Many of the superstars have fears and phobias, which are sometimes even embarrassing for them to admit. In this video, we have collected the most interesting celebrity phobias. What are celebrities afraid of? 10 weird phobias of Hollywood actors.
Do you fear death?
No idea.
Johnny Depp, an actor whose name has become a recognized symbol of eccentricity and insanity. Debuting in the horror film A Nightmare on Elm Street, he had no intention of becoming a professional actor. However, fate decided otherwise. Today, Johnny Depp is definitely included in the limited list of the most original and recognizable actors. The famous Pirate of the Caribbean probably wouldn't like the movie It, which is based on the famous work of Stephen King. This is because the actor is afraid of clowns. However, this fear is not new and even has a name, phobia. The actor doesn't remember the moment when his fear of painted faces and circus performers emerged. He said in an interview that he had always felt the dangerous darkness that lies under the colorful makeup. As a matter of fact, Depp is making attempts to get rid of his fear. The man bought a portrait of the maniac clown John Wayne Gacy and hung it on his wall. Thus, Johnny is sure that if he faces his fear, he can get rid of the problem.
Do you want to die tonight, Cece?
Sarah Michelle Gellar, an American actress and film producer. She became famous at the age of 4, starring in a Burger King commercial. Fate laughed at the actress, and more than once. The girl has suffered from phobia since childhood. She hates cemeteries, but the acting path constantly attracts her to the graveyard. Scream 2, I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Grudge. Every movie had a corpse or two, not to mention the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, in which the girl gutted the undead, sometimes in cemeteries, for 7 long years. Now Sarah Michelle is less often seen on the screen in mourning clothes among tombstones. But you can't escape fate, so let's wait for a new twist. Toby Maguire, an American actor known for his role of Peter Parker in the blockbuster Spider-Man, filmed in 2002 based on the famous comic book series. Believe it or not, the performer of the role of Spider-Man suffers from arachnophobia. That is, he is terrified of spiders. During the filming of Sam Raimi's trilogy about the superhero, Toby Maguire had nightmares. He spent a lot of time with a psychologist to speak out his fears and get at least a little relief. But that's not all. The actor who embodied the Marvel superhero on movie screens also suffers from acrophobia. He can't stand heights. Therefore, the directors had to make efforts to persuade Toby before each scene where Spider-Man is on a rooftop of a multi-story building. Toby Maguire's ex-wife Jennifer Mayer is also known to be afraid of spiders. It is unlikely that Maguire chose his wife by this criterion, but they clearly had something to talk about on the first date.
If you're dead, because it pays.
Nicole Kidman, Oscar-winning Hollywood actress who has gained fame as a movie star. The directors appreciate her for her professionalism and versatility. The audience adores her for her sincere transformation into interesting characters. One of the most ridiculous phobias haunts Australian Nicole Kidman. It is called lepidopterophobia. The actress is afraid of butterflies and moths and doesn't tolerate them well when they fly into the house, and even more so when they touch her skin. Nicole says that butterflies are beautiful and fragile, but if you look closely at them, you can see all the numerous disgusting details like their faceted eyes, chitinous coating, and pollen on their wings. In the warm climate of Australia, where Kidman grew up, there are many butterflies, so imagine the hard time the actress had in childhood. Nicole has tried several times to get rid of her fear. Once, the actress forced herself to enter a huge cage with butterflies in the American Museum of Natural History. The celebrity recalls this experiment as terrifying. Unfortunately, it did not lead to anything, and the fear of butterflies did not disappear. Does this have something to do with some childhood experiences or life in Australia? We don't know. But one thing is clear, if you see a butterfly in the frame with Nicole, then either the butterfly or Kidman is CGI.
Say
Now I know that that was obviously anxiety.
Kendall Jenner, one of the many representatives of the Kardashian-Jenner star family, who began her top model career at the age of 14. Kendall was lucky to be born into a family where it is simply impossible not to become a star, and she skillfully used family ties, position in society, and her own looks to become one of the most successful models in the world at the age of 19. In 2016, Kendall confessed that she was fighting trypophobia, an aversion to clusters of disordered patterns and small holes. She can't stand porous bread, the back of Lego bricks, or honeycombs. She said that she begins to experience an uprush of strong anxiety even when she sees a cartoon about SpongeBob on TV. You never know what can be hiding in those small, deep holes.
Stop calling it that! It's a snake! What do you want me to call it? Hey, rope!
Harrison Ford, a Hollywood actor who is one of the highest-paid performers of the Dream Factory. He is especially remembered by the audience as Han Solo from Star Wars and the fearless scientist and treasure hunter Indiana Jones. The famous actor is not afraid of snakes like his famous movie character. His fear is glossophobia, the fear of speaking in front of an audience. Even modest press conferences cause panic attacks in Ford. He instantly goes into the shadows, giving the initiative to his more sociable colleagues.
Magnetic waves shrink silicon molecules.
Pamela Anderson, Canadian-American actress and model, sex idol of the 90s, who brought back the fashion for busty blondes. Her popularity was the reason she got the role in the television series Baywatch. Slow-motion footage of the spectacular run of Anderson's character in a wet swimsuit on a California beach still excites the minds of many admirers of her beauty. But few people know that the actress suffers from isoptrophobia. Pamela is terrified of mirrors and her image in them. She can't even look at the accidentally caught reflection in a showcase. We can only guess what tricks she has come up with to look so good. Pamela Anderson's makeup is provided by an army of makeup artists, and the actress can find out how she looks only from the numerous beauty magazines that print her pictures every now and then.
You fucking coward. Yes.
Matt Damon, Hollywood actor best known for his roles in the action-packed Ocean trilogy and his series of films about special agent Jason Bourne. The stocky and short Matt Damon is not very similar to the gallant Indiana Jones, but something still connects them. It's herpetophobia, the fear of snakes. Once again, the acting fate turned out to be an evil joker. Damon was invited to star in the film We Bought a Zoo, and Matt happily agreed. He must have thought that the animals would be CGI. Big mistake. He had to work with the animals on the set big time, including reptiles and amphibians. The actor also had to deal with snakes. It didn't help. He is still afraid of them.
You're killing me!
Jennifer Aniston, star of the sitcom Friends, popular in the 90s. And although the role of the spoiled and headstrong Rachel Green brought her fabulous fame, there is no way she could be considered a one-role actress. Aniston's filmography has more than a dozen interesting projects. Despite the fact that her work requires frequent flights, the actress suffers from aerophobia. Every time she needs to get on a plane, it is of great stress for her. Aniston says that she used to manage to cope with her feelings and fly without a meltdown. The situation became more complicated when one day, the plane in which Jennifer Aniston was flying was caught in a severe thunderstorm. It was buffeted like a paper airplane, lightning flashed outside the window, stewardesses walked quickly through the cabin with tense faces. Since then, Aniston always performs several ritual actions before entering the cabin. She steps over the ladder only with her right foot and touches the walls of the plane. This way, she manages to calm herself down a little bit. Also, the actress is afraid to dive. As a child, she rode a tricycle around the backyard pool and accidentally fell into the water with her bike. Fortunately, her brother was nearby, so he pulled Jennifer out. Since then, she has experienced problems with immersion in water. During the filming of the movie Cake, where some scenes had to be filmed underwater, Aniston was under a lot of stress.
Cut. God, my feet are numb.
Kristen Bell, an American actress whose filmography includes more than 50 movies and TV shows. Kristen made her debut at the age of 11, playing a banana in the tree. Kristen's husband, actor Dax Shepard, mentioned on Instagram a strange phobia that his beloved is subject to. He first posted a photo and captioned it, "My fiancée wears gloves in the pool because she hates the feeling of wrinkled skin on her fingertips." Later, during a performance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Shepard explained that his wife doesn't swim because she doesn't like touching other people when her fingers are wrinkled from the water. These are the phobias of the stars. What are you most afraid of? If you like the video, leave a like and also subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss anything interesting.